I still hear the knock sometimes. 3 soft taps. Not loud. Not urgent. Almost apologetic. When I opened the door that night, I wasn't expecting to see my twin sister standing there like a ghost of herself. Hood pulled low. Hands shaking. Breathing shallow like she'd run a mile just to reach me. And when she lifted her head, I knew someone was going to pay. Because the man who did this to her was about to discover what it feels like to lose control. I still remember the sound of her knocking. Not loud. Just 3 soft, broken taps. When I opened the door, my twin sister stood there trembling. Her face was hidden beneath a hood, but the moment she looked up, my breath froze. Her lip was split. Bruises bloomed across her jaw like ugly fingerprints. And her eyes were wrong. Fear had taken up residence where laughter used to live. Who did this? I asked. She didn't answer. He didn't have to. I already knew. Daniel. Her husband. The charming lawyer. The golden boy. The man who once stood at my wedding raised a glass and laughed. I got lucky twice, he'd said. Because I married the better twin. We'd all laughed back then. God, I thought he was joking. But standing there in my doorway watching my sister shake like a cornered animal, I understood something with terrifying clarity. That joke had never been a joke. I pulled her inside and locked the door behind us. She didn't cry at first. She just sat on my couch, hands folded in her lap, staring at nothing like she was afraid the walls were listening. Then she started talking. And once she started, she couldn't stop. It began with accidents. Doors slammed too hard. Hands slipping. Apologies wrapped in flowers and promises. Then came the rules. What she could wear. Who she could talk to. When she could leave the house. And finally, discipline. He isolated her. Controlled her. Silenced her. By the time she finished, I was holding her, feeling the sharp outline of her ribs beneath my hands, my own heartbeat thudding in my ears like a warning. She whispered, I didn't know where else to go. And in that moment, something cold took root in me. Not rage. Precision. People always said we were identical. Same eyes. Same voice. Same birthmark tucked near the collarbone. But we were never the same. She wore softness like a second skin. I wore control. She avoided conflict. I studied it. We were mirrors. And mirrors can be weapons. When I finally said the words, my sister pulled back, terror flashing across her face. Let me handle it. She shook her head violently. No. Please. Don't. He'll kill you. I met her gaze and said calmly. No. He'll see you. Daniel was arrogant. That was his greatest flaw. He believed control made him untouchable. I knew his routine. Late nights at the firm. Whiskey before bed. A habit of ignoring anything that didn't serve him. That weekend, my sister disappeared into a safe house arranged by a friend who owed me a favor. And I became her. I moved into their home wearing her clothes. Her perfume. Her silence. Daniel never suspected a thing. Because men like him never look closely at the people they believe they own. The first night he barked from the couch. Dinner's cold. Again. I smiled softly. I'll do better next time. He scoffed. Sat down. And I watched him. Every bite. Every twitch. Every flicker of ego. I didn't want to hurt him. I wanted him to unravel. It didn't take long. Men who think they're powerful leave messes everywhere. Hidden bank accounts. Bribes disguised as consulting fees. A mistress. His paralegal. I took photos. Copied passwords. Forwarded emails to an anonymous account. And I started to make him doubt himself. I changed the phone lock he swore he remembered. Moved his cufflinks. Left faint bruises on my own neck. When he accused me, I gasped. You did this last night. The confusion on his face was everything. For the first time, his certainty cracked. By the 3rd week, Daniel was unraveling. Partners questioned missing funds. His mistress stopped answering his calls. He stopped sleeping. Started drinking more. One night, I found him pacing in the dark, muttering, She's messing with me. I stood in the doorway and whispered, Maybe you're just losing control. He turned eyes bloodshot. You think I don't know what's happening? I smiled. No, Daniel. That's the problem. You never knew. The night it ended, I made sure he was awake. I wore her favorite blue dress. The one he forbade her from wearing because it drew attention. He stared at me confused. Why are you dressed like that? For the police, I said. I held up my phone and played the recordings. Weeks of threats. Yelling. The slap echoing through the walls. Then the photos. The bank transfers. His mouth went dry. You can't prove anything. I can, I said. And I will. The knock came right on time. Detective stepped inside. As they cuffed him, he finally looked at me. Really looked. And his face changed. His eyes widened as he traced my jaw. My stare. Recognition dawned. You're... No, I said calmly. I'm not her. My sister watched from the car as they took him away. She cried quietly, hand trembling in mine. You could have been hurt, she whispered. I was careful. He knows now, she said. It wasn't me. Good, I replied. Let him remember that forever. 6 months later he was sentenced. Fraud. Assault. Destruction. His name erased. His reputation destroyed. My sister rebuilt slowly. She started painting again. Smiling again. Living again. Me. I moved on. But sometimes late at night I think about the exact moment he realized that the woman standing before him wasn't his victim, but his reckoning. He once sneered. You thought you could break her? I leaned in close and whispered. No. I replaced her. And he never forgot. Revenge doesn't always look like violence. Sometimes, it looks like precision. Like patience. Like making someone face the consequences they spent years avoiding. Justice doesn't scream. Sometimes it whispers. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might be even darker.